Good morning. Good morning to everyone that have the opportunity to watch me live. Good morning or good afternoon or good evening to anywhere you have the opportunity to listen to me. At any time you have the opportunity to watch this video. I'm Kennedy Adedotunalade. Um, in a short introduction, because if you have been watching my video for a few times and you don't know who I am and where I come from, I'm a Yoruba man, I'm a Nigerian, and I love everything Nigeria. I love everything from north to south, from east to west. I love every tribe, I love every race, I love every language because I believe our diversity is the asset that we have as a country and the ability for us to grow in that country, ability for us to become what we see or we expect to be is actually embedded in the diversity of our country. And on that note, I have the opportunity to listen to different comments, different video, different issues as related to Nigeria. And today, in the last few weeks, we have been talking about Ruga. I've done a couple of videos to say no to Ruga in Nigeria, no to Ruga in Yoruba land, no to Ruga in Igbo land, we no to Ruga in any land across Nigeria, and I've explained in detail why. It is very critical for us to ensure that we do not give away our land to anybody for any particular reason or the other. At the same time, that whatever is going to be done on our land have to be done by our people, because we can know that okay, this thing belongs to us, this is ours, this is what we own. Because I also emphasize that land is not what you can trade, land is not what you can give away, because it is the essence of our existence. If we do not have land, we have nothing. As a tribe, as a race, as a Yoruba man, and it is very critical that I always emphasize that we can never and we will never give away our land in the name of cattle ranches, in the name of anything, in the name of any infrastructural development, because we have got to that bridge, and we now have to realize that we cannot continue to pretend that all is well with Nigeria and all is well with our race, the Yoruba race. And if some people claim to be a Yoruba man or Yoruba woman, and they cannot come up and tell the truth, they cannot come up and say the truth because they are getting paid, or because they are making money from that regime, it is a shame, despite their position in power, at the same time, despite their political influence, despite their influence on the people across the country, either from the north, east, west, and south. But on this note, I continue and I will continue to say, as much as I love Nigeria, as much I have friends in the north, I have friends that are Fulani, that are Hausa, that are Kaje, that are Borom, that from east, from south, from everywhere in Nigeria. But I will never tell them to give away their own land, because that land that they have is what determines who they are as people. Now, a lot of people, stood up to say something against that. Now we are hearing e-registration. What is e-registration? E-registration of who? They say e-registration of illegal immigrant. E-registration of illegal immigrant. Do you know number of illegal immigrants in Nigeria? Is there a way to actually affirm that, okay, this group of people, they are illegal immigrants? Now, on that note, which means if you set up a platform where we are going to be registering illegal immigrants, automatically anybody can register anywhere in the world. That is what it means. And you in the future, as you are registering, you have no plan, you have no agenda to deport them from Nigeria to where they are coming from. Automatically, you'll be using our own resources that is not even enough to manage the illegal immigrant that already registered. And again, which means you are registering criminals, because you don't know who you are registering. You call it e-registration. How do you provide a platform that is e-registration for an illegal immigrant? If they are illegal immigrants, supposed to come out from wherever they are to come and register in person. Does what I'm saying? Does it make sense? They have to come out and do their registration in person. People can see them, they can feel them, they can know them, they can identify them. So, and if we want to continue on this path, that okay, we are still managedly, pretendly. Let me put it that way. We are pretending that, okay, it is registration of illegal immigrant. But to me, it's not true. The same Ruga is what the government is still pushing. But I don't understand why Buhari government and the so-called elites that are following him. I'm talking about the vice president. Why they are pretending that they don't understand what is going on, or why their mood is is it because of political reason? Many of them they are looking at it from the perspective that, okay, it's PDP or it's a particular party that is pushing all this stupidity. But on this note, what we are talking about in Nigeria, it is not about a party. It is about the existence of our people. Therefore, we can, in a population of more than 200 million people, it is critical for us to be able to manage what we have. We do not have job for our children. We do not have power to power industry. We do not have infrastructure to get people to anywhere they want to be. They do not have anything. Education has collapsed. Our education has turned to zero. In fact, the Western Nigeria used to be a place where if you go to school, you know that you are somebody special. But today, the education system has been collapsed. And yet, the government in power cannot even focus on what is essential to the existence of our people, existence of our country, to the development of our people, development of our country. Yet, they are basically focusing on nothing that is important to us. Yeah, they are basically focused on nothing that is important to our people. They are basically focused on nothing that is important to our existence. You can drop your comment, whatever I'm saying, that if it does not make sense. And if it does make sense, drop a comment. Because what I'm saying is this, that the agenda of Buhari government is supposed to focus on creating jobs. It's supposed to focus on empowering the people. It's supposed to focus on generating power for the people. It's supposed to focus on infrastructure development. It's supposed to focus on education. But no, we are not seeing any of this. How could a government that is voted to power be focusing on things like Ruga, on things like e-registration of illegal immigrants? Who are the illegal immigrants? People that sit down in Niger, that sit down in Chad, sit down in Cameroon, that can easily register as illegal immigrant, and they will be getting whatever you are given. So which means anybody can come on from any part of the world and just come to Nigeria and come and register as illegal immigrant. First of all, my point, okay, the daughter of Ashorati was killed. This is the leader of Afenifere, was killed by the so-called Fulani herdsmen. And Yoruba men, Yoruba leaders, they fold their arms. I was, what's it called? One of my friends was posting on Facebook, Nicholas. He was saying that how could people that are cattle, whatever could be, do they hold any cattle? Most of these people has no cattle. They are just, most of them are just, they are just, what's it called, apprentices. Do you know people that own the cattle? Do you know how it takes to hold a cattle? To hold a single cattle, a single head of a cattle, do you know what it takes? So what the cattle you see on the street is owned by a billionaire somewhere. The people you see that following them, they are just mere servants. So do you think they want the life you are living? Do you think they don't like the kind of life their billionaire, the owners are living? So the point here is this, that if, for example, let me give you an instance. If you go to Kaduna, if you go to Plateau, if you go to Gombe, if you go to most of these places, there are big farms in those places. I went to school in Kaduna, so if you know that I understand what I'm saying. There are big farms in those places. Do you see cattle stomping into those farms and eating their crops? No. And are you telling me that if those places can be planted, the things can be grasses, crops can be planted and grown? Are you telling me they cannot plant grass and grow grass? I've made an important point on this platform before. I said there are some places in the United States where they rear cattle. They have a level field where they do their grazing. At the same time, the grasses, they will cut the grass and they will feed. All of us did agriculture in Nigeria. We learn about different way of feeding cattle. Apart from free range, you can supply grasses. And if you go to different stores today in the United States, there are stores where they sell grass, dry grass, semi, almost dry grass, where they feed cattle, you feed animals with. And some people that have like 10, 15 cattle, they have ranches, like a fence cage, where they have the limit of where they can go to. Are you telling me this is not possible in most of the northern state Nigeria, despite they produce a lot of crops, tomatoes, pepper, and onions and others? Are you telling me that is not possible? No. And if you look at it critically, now we talk about Ruga, everybody complain. Now we are talking about e-registration of illegal immigrants. Who are illegal immigrants? Where are they coming from? Are illegal immigrants in Enugu or illegal immigrants in Lagos? So illegal immigrant, how do you define illegal immigrant? And you want to register them? The first thing I say, and I will continue to say, is this: I was talking to my brothers. I said, let the kings, let the governor of every state in Yoruba land declare that every forest in our land, it's our land Igbo now. We own the forest. Let the people, the indigenous in those places, in the support of two people, two armed men, go to those places. When they hear loud voice coming, many of them will flee. And if we do this consistently, we will fish out every criminal that are in those forests. And let it be the strategy. And I also said, I told him, I said, if this is going to happen, nobody, except only one person or two people, that's going to hold the phone. That is, the phone must be on. You go there, whatever is going to happen that forest will never be reported on social media, on any. No, nobody is making any call. Nobody is making any phone call. Nobody is covering anything in life. Nobody is showing anything. And whatever happened in that forest, and ended in that forest. We cannot continue to pretend that all is well in Nigeria when the so-called I said, don't forget, if you watched my video a few weeks ago, I said where we are going to, that both the political leaders and the religious leaders will not escape. Because if the daughter of Parfashionati can be killed, tell me who cannot be killed? Is it you that is listening to me? Do you know how many of people like me and you that have been killed that nobody knows? Now that it's a prominent person killed, everybody now come up. But that is the hem of insecurity we are battling with. And yet, all of you keep quiet. It is not about political here. It is about the reality and the existence of our people and how do we defend what we have. If you want to do e-registration for who? Anybody that is illegal in any country, you want to do something, you go there in person. You go there with yourself. Somebody will see you. Somebody will identify you. Oh, you are yellow. You are black. You are green. Oh, you have this type of eyes. Not you sit down in China registering as illegal immigrant. Not sit down in Niger. Not sit down in Mali. What is wrong with Buhari government? What is wrong? And I'm telling you, there are more to what is going on. And I said something. I said, if these things are not being sponsored by the Saudi Arabian country or by the European country, somebody is sponsoring them. So what is the agenda? And the agenda is to take over Nigeria completely. Let me tell you the truth. If you don't understand, if you sit down as a Yoruba man and they took your land, you are gone. Forget it. You are gone. Your race has ended. Go to the northern Nigeria. The northern Nigeria was, if you to face the truth, the northern Nigeria was not owned by the Fulani people. Sultan of Sokoto it came just like they are coming right now. Usman Fodio came like that. And what Usman Fodio was doing was to take their land, kill them, and enslave them. And that is what led to what we have as Sultan of Sokoto. And Sultan of Sokoto you're currently seeing was the forefather of, or their forefather was Usman Fodio. And that thing can continue until God, in fact, if you are from where I come from Ekiti, from Ondo, all those places, almost of those places was taken to slavery. Huh? For more than 100 years, we were fighting. The Yoruba people were fighting against the Fulani. Now the agenda has not ended. And yet, all of you fold arms and pretend that all is well. Everywhere, up to Osogbo, they conquer Osogbo. It took the Ibadan for them to go and overcome. What are we talking about? We need to stop pretending that this is political. We need to stop pretending that this agenda is just for APC. APC has lost it. They have lost it. They don't know what is going on anymore. And don't forget, if the wife of Buhari himself can be saying that some people are controlling her husband, so what are you thinking? If a wife could be saying that, and yet we are all pretending that all is well. And I posted something last year when somebody was saying that the world who we are seeing as Buhari is not Buhari. Yet all of us we thought it's a joke. But with what is going on now, even when it gets to the election time, when they claim that who is there as a Buhari was somebody from Niger, we all say, oh, people say no. I posted whatever I saw. Now, and during the election, people from Niger actually came to Nigeria to come and be campaign for APC. Now, though they came in now, the next agenda is that they want to legally make them Nigerian. Are we foolish? Can't we connect 1 + 1 is equal to 2? What is wrong with us? And yet we are pretending. My point to you all today is, in Nigeria, we have enough trouble. We have enough insecurity. We have a lot of things that can make us break into pieces without no future. It is now time for the current government to look inward and see how do we fix our country, not to be looking inward to see how do we enslave the entire race, because that is the agenda. The entire race will be enslaved, and we are going to be turned into a nation where nothing exists. I was talking to somebody yesterday. I said, sir, do you know that the agenda will benefit two or three particular countries? And I said, categorically, I said, don't forget that if the British actually wanted to put an end to this menace, they would have ensured that the northern Nigeria has education. When they were colonizing Nigeria between 18 something to 1960, they did not do anything. They were only giving the children of the Sultan and the few ones that they appointed education. They left others. Today, they are still benefiting from it because they believe they were able to give Nigeria to their hands. And yet, all what happened later, out of stupidity of what's it called? Asikwe, out of his stupidity. He thought he's smart, he's intelligent, until where we are. And where we are, the next thing, if British, because I told my brother, I said, British assistance, the UK assistance, depends on most of the country to colonize in Nigeria. Britain has nothing, if you don't know. Depends on most of the country they colonize in Nigeria. France has nothing. What makes them what they are, what they are claiming they are, is because they are still raping Nigeria and other countries in Africa off. So most of this agenda you are seeing is either is being sponsored by the European countries or is being sponsored by the Arab world. I said these few people will be the one to benefit. Because if Yoruba people, the Yoruba, the Igbos, that are questioning the status quo of things in our country, the Yorubas and other tribes, they are questioning it, become submissive to the Fulani that are answering to them, that are following them, that have always followed them. Because they know categorically, because that, oh, these people, we want to be able to forever control them. That's why they gave government to their hands. So where we are today, are we still continuing to be in that level of stupidity and think that, oh, because I have education and because I have this number of degrees, then I cannot fight for the land that I have? I told my brother, I said, if you are in Lagos and you are from somewhere in Osun, and you are claiming because now you are in the city, you don't care. I said that person is the most foolish. I said because Lagos cannot exist without Osun existence. I said the place you come from in Osun determine your existence as person. If I am in America, the place I come from in Ondo State, Nakuku, determine my existence as person in America. The existence of Obama in America depends on the existence of this fatherland in Kenya. So if we don't understand all this, we're supposed to read, understand. Where you come from, determine your existence, your root, what you are going to become. But we are pretending, claiming education. So now, okay, if somebody claimed that I'm illegal immigrant from China, and they say, okay, you should choose where you would like to settle. Let's say you now choose to say, I would like to settle in Ondo State. And the government says, okay, because they are claimed to be illegal immigrant, and before you know it, they give them papers to become legal. And by the time they come into Nigeria, they have a legal paper in their hands and say, okay, we have registered and we have claimed that we want Ondo State. So what do you think will happen? That is war. That is what is going on. They will claim to be illegal immigrants from wherever they come from. They will choose a land they like to settle in. And don't forget, the entire map in Nigeria is in their hands. Where they want them to claim is already in their hands. So what we are facing here is so essential to our existence than what you guys think. So when I'm talking, I don't talk politics. If I'm going to be talking strategy and development, I'm not in support of any political party. Well, yet I love people, I love everybody, I love every race, but I would never conjure or accept or condone a strategy, an agenda that is meant to enslave others, that is meant to subjugate others under others' tribe. My brothers, my sisters, dear and fair people of Nigeria, of Yoruba people, or Igbo or Hausa, my point to you today is that e-registration of illegal immigrant is illegal. Anybody that wants to become Nigerian should follow the due process of naturalization. Or anybody think that they want to do in Nigeria, they must come out from wherever they are. We want to see them in person. We want to see them in person. There is nothing like e-registration. All those things are part of Ruga agenda. And the focus Nigeria government is supposed to focus on now is more onto how to ensure security. We talked about state police. I was so excited that there's going to be state police or community policing, where every local government can have their own police force. Where government, they don't have money. There is no money to do anything good, but they have money to sponsor something that does not make sense. No road, no nothing, but no government. Government says there's no money. But there's money to do something stupid, because which means somebody is sponsoring it. So, and we are pretending. We sat down pretending that, oh, all is well. No money for education, no money for power, no money for road, no money for anything good to our existence. But there is money for a particular race. How long do we want to pretend that all is well in Nigeria? How long do you want to pretend that the Yoruba people, if you are Yoruba man, you are Igbo man, wherever you are, and I'm calling Yoruba people, rise and challenge the government, rise and challenge the people in authority, question them, demonstrate on the street, go to the forest, fetch out anyone you want to fetch out, do whatever it is right to them and leave them there. Anybody that is hiding in our forest to kill our people. So do you think that, hey, you just have to fold your arm? Okay, they have never come to the town. Is that what you are thinking? The Obas. Ẹ̀yin kábíyèsí, ẹ̀yin ọba, tí ó dìgbà tí wọ́n dìgbà tí ń wá ní ìlú láti wá mú àwọn ọmọ, àwọn ọmọdé, àwọn ìyá, àwọn obìnrin, mú wọn, ẹ wo ọmọ tó ìyá tó ń pa láìpẹ́ yìí. Ṣé ògbà tẹ́ ń dúró dè nìyẹn? So if that is what you are waiting for, okay. I gave an illustration. Let's say that I was doing a video yesterday. I said, In 1986 or 87, I think, there was some bad guys. They come to to different villages in Ondo State, in our town. So they come to these different villages, and those different villages, they steal goats, they steal different animals. So what we realized was that the town was notified that, okay, these things is happening. And funny enough, they were able to go and say, okay, we want to be able to ensure that people that are in those different areas can be able to monitor and take care of what and who are actually doing those stealing. Funnily enough, at the same time, a particular hunter was able to note that there is some places that in the midnight, some people gathered here, and for a few days, they sent some people to stay on the trees that are close to those places to monitor the activity of these people. And the day they were sure that, oh, these were the people that were stealing, because they will come there, they will discuss where they want to go and steal and do things like this and that and that. And one night, they just shot them dead and left them there. That was the end. It never happened again. On this, that is one thing we should do from community to community. Go to the forest, anywhere you find strange trace of anybody. In fact, you know where the Fulanis or where the men always keep themselves. Anywhere you find a trace of the wrong people, let them leave our land. The northern Nigeria is enough to accommodate as many possible. It is time to end it. We have to end this. It is not separating Nigeria. It is the fact that we have to claim our land. The British sold us. They sold us to the northern Nigeria, if you don't know. But now we have to reclaim it, because that is the only time of our existence. So from forest, let the governor of Ondo State speak. The governor of Osun State speak. Or your Ekiti, let them speak. Give your people, empower the people. Tell them what they should do. If you are here, we cannot continue to bury our own people in our own land. This is not South Africa. It is in our own country, yet we are folding our hands. Are we stupid? Come on, guys. This is not South Africa. In South Africa, we say we are killing them with something for phobia. This is not phobia. This is crime in our own land. This is barbaric in our own land. And yet we couldn't do anything. Fellow Nigerian, fellow African, this is what is going on in Nigeria. And I'm calling on everybody around the world that is listening, that will be able to watch my video. What I'm saying is that we are facing a Nigeria, according to one of my brothers, and Nigeria is on fire. And it is time for you to know that the issue of Nigeria, that whatever is going to happen in the future, in the few days, you should not blame any tribe. You should not blame any region. But you should blame the people in government that are supporting, that are backing the illegality of herdsmen in Nigeria. They are backing illegality of settlement against the will, against the wishes of the people. They are supporting the backwardness of our country. They are supporting the stagnation of our citizens. They are supporting the stagnation of development, stagnation of economic revolution in our country. At the same time, they are supporting the enslavement of our women, of our children. That is the topic I'm talking about. That registration of illegal immigrants is not the solution. It is completely deportation of everyone that are not according to our constitution, that are not citizens of Nigeria. At the same time, they are actually committing crime in Nigeria. And anywhere they come from Niger, from Chad, from Mali, from Cameroon, from Togo, from where they come from, it is time for average man and woman on the street to stand to defend what belongs to them, stand and defend Nigeria. If they can be killing Nigeria in Angola, they are killing Nigeria in Togo, they are killing Nigerians in South Africa. We are not determined to kill any nation in Nigeria, but we are determined to live, let them live honorably, because without leading to a genocide. Because what we are seeing now is because it's leading us to what is going to become a genocide if we are not careful. But I call on the leaders in Yoruba race, the leaders in Igbo, to put action action to their words, empower their people, make them know that no, we cannot continue to stand to pretend that all is well when our people are being killed, our people are being enslaved, our people are being used as a ritual for no purpose, for no reason. Even if it is our own people that are committing that crime, all of them should be fished out, wherever they are. If they speak our language, it doesn't matter. Wherever they come from, they must be fished out. And every farm in our race, there are some different crops that you can plant to actually make sure that these people cannot feed on your land. Therefore, if they are actually Fulani people, they are actually committing this crime, they will live by themselves. You can go and look for different plants that will not allow the animal to feed on your crop. You can plant them strategically within your crop, and then you can be able to prevent them in one way or the other. But above all, what I'm saying this morning or this afternoon your time or this evening your time is we cannot continue to pretend that all is well with Yoruba race. We cannot continue to pretend that all is well when you didn't very I will do we cannot continue to pretend. But it's now time for us to rise as people to challenge the government in Nigeria. If Nigeria is not what being a country, part of country, we have Odua nation. Let's Odua nation be a nation. Let's do ratification. Let's do referendum to defend and to stand on ourselves. If that is the solution to what we have. Now, it is not a matter of succession. It's a matter of survival. It's a matter of existence. It's a matter of our peace. It's a matter of our development. It's a matter of our citizens, our indigenous. It's a matter of our children, our women. It's a matter of our future and our existence. Now, it is a critical time for us. What you have to decide. And if we are not, the leaders are not deciding, let the youths rise and question the status quo. That is the only way we can have a future that we can stand to say, yes, this is what we did for our system. Don't forget, our forefathers did it for 100 years. If you don't know the history of Yoruba people, go and read our forefathers. If you are hearing of Fabumi of Kemensi, don't think that Fabumi was just an hero. They fought for years before they can defend Yoruba land. Fabumi of Kemensi and all of them in Ibadan, in Ekiti, Nakoko, from different areas, they fought years to defend that land you are standing on today. And if you now pretend and you are folding your arms that, oh, because I'm not educated, you are the most educated foolish man that I ever known. Because if you don't defend it, if you don't voice your voice out, I'm telling you, the history of your existence will be wiped away on the land and in the map of Nigeria. And that is why I'm emphasizing it is now time for us to rise, challenge the status quo. I call on the Oni of Ife. I call on the Alafia of Oyo. I call on all the Obas in Yoruba land. We cannot continue to pretend that all is well with our land. We cannot continue to pretend that all is well with our people. Everything that we had has gone. Education was our pride. It has gone. Industrialization was our pride. It has gone. There's no textile industry. There's no Lua glass. There's no Volkswagen. There's no Michelin. There's none of this company anymore. It has gone because we pretend that all is well. We do not have any infrastructure development. There's no road. There's no power. With everything has gone. Our culture has been eroded by the Western stupidity. None of what we have and proud of has gone. And yet, we fold our arms. That is civilization. There's no civilization anywhere. It's slavery. Slavery, like what they call civilization, is slavery. If you don't know, civilization is what? Is slavery. Slavery, what does slavery mean? Slavery is going to take away what you have and give you what you do not have. And what is not used, what will be given to you. And that is what we are seeing in our society. And it is now time for everyone, being a youth, being a child, being an adult, being a woman, being a man, being a king, being an Oba in any community, to rise, to challenge the status quo of our nation and say no to every form of Islamization, every form of enslavement, every form of undevelopment, every form that's going to make you to be less than who you are. Because if we are not careful, and I'm saying, and I will say again, if we are not careful, our existence in the land, the western part of Nigeria, that is the root that people in Brazil, people in South America, they are still referring to as their origin. People in North America are still referring to as their origin. Yet we are throwing away in the name of civilization. We are in the name of political party, in the name of politics. Instead of us to stand, either you are Tinubu and others, we need to stand to defend the land that belonged to your forefathers. We need to stand to defend the land that your forefather passed unto you. And we need to stand against any policy that is going to make foreigners occupy your land and claim ownership. No to e-registration of any illegal immigrant. No to Ruga in Yoruba land. No to Ruga across any race, any land in Nigeria. Because if you and the Fulani come from Niger, they should go back to Niger, go back to Chad, go back to Cameroon, go back to Togo, wherever they come from. But anywhere in our land, in Nigeria, no, because it's the capital no. We have been pretending that what is happening in Benue, it doesn't matter. What is happening in Kogi does not matter. I remember on NYSC, a man, one of my friends was from Benue. Yes, from Benue. His father's, in fact, he was a retired soldier. Retired police. His father's farm was eroded by the farmers, by these Fulani guys. They actually shot him. Back then, that was 10 years, more than 10 years ago. It has been happening, not now. And yet we have been pretending, oh no, it is fight. No, this is not fight. This is not fight. This is an agenda. You can imagine that was 10 years ago in Benue. Now they are in Ondo State. Where are they going to? They are in Osun, in Indo Ekiti. Very soon you will see them everywhere, and that will be the end. So we should stop pretending. We have every opportunity to end this thing now. So why? What is we have proverbs, we have adage that can trace us back to what has happened. To ba jenshon la man kasori ni. To ba ti jenshon a man kasori. On look to ba gbe ni mo ke ma se. Ke ma kun ma fin le ni. If we cannot come to exist together as a nation, then we should find our way to exist as a nation by ourselves. Ghana is not up to the population of Lagos State. Ghana is not up to the population of Lagos. Liberia is not the population of Lagos. And they are existing as a country. So we have a population that's almost more than 50 million, of almost close to 80 million people. So what is wrong with us? If Nigeria is not there to assist with, then we can assist as an entity. Because we cannot continue to pretend. I don't pretend. I say things the way I know it, and I will say it the way I will analyze it for you to understand. Anybody that knows me very well, they will tell you that. But on this point, and I'm telling average leaders in Yoruba land, if Nigeria is not worth saving, then we save our race. Then we save our tribe. We save our land. If Nigeria is not worth saving, then we have to save. Everybody must save what belongs to them. I hope I've passed a message today. I believe I've passed a message. Anywhere you care to listen to me, anywhere you have the opportunity to hear my voice. My name, I'm Kennedy Adedotunlade. I'm from Ondo State. I'm from Akoko in Ondo State. And in fact, I can say my Oriki in a lot of ways. But what I'm telling you is critical to the existence of our people. And I was telling my brother, I said, Akoko region in Ondo State, they are in the most deadly, the most dangerous, the most deadly place in Yoruba race. Any small thing, that particular region, Omo, Okiagbe, Onyi, Ikakumo, Erishu, all those places, they will wipe it away like forest fire. If the Obas, they are pretending now, they are pretending that they are let everybody go to those forests. Fetch any illegal person, anyone, whoever that is staying there, fetch them out. Anyone that is still as not an indigent, let them depart. And I also said something again to my brother. I said, now it is time for every state in our land, every state, we should now be self-sufficient of food. What are you telling me? That we are depending on the northern Nigeria for tomatoes, for pepper, for beans, for rice? Come on, automatically you're already a slave. When you do not provide enough food for your people that feed you, they enslave you. So a country that is able to feed its own citizen has the power to start a war with anybody. So anytime you see America, they say they want to go and fight a war. America provide most of the food. If you see UN, they say United States, the other nation is sending food to somewhere. America provide enough food that is able to feed the if it's China, they can feed China. And the population of America is just less than 400 million. That is what it means. So they can decide to go to war anywhere, anytime. And if the people in the northern Nigeria understood that strategy, they are the one producing almost all the food in Nigeria. Automatically, they can raise a threat against any tribe because you do not plant anything. You have no ability, capacity to feed your own people. So if you are listening to me, you are in Lagos and you have a land in where you come from. You are in Akure. You have a land where you come from. You better go there and start having farm. Have farm that can feed you. Because where we are going to in Nigeria, I'm telling you, don't take whatever I'm saying, don't take it as a joke. I think more than you can imagine. I've been saying this thing to some people for more than 5 years. People that knows me, and somebody here that knows me very well. I've been saying these things, but I've never made any video. Now I'm making sure everybody understood the threat of our future and why we have to be careful. The state government should now make it sure we are self-sufficient of food. Every local government should have acres of farm for corn, for rice, for beans. They will tell you that your land is not good for it. It's a lie. When I was growing up, we have different type of beans that we plant. Today, I was talking to one of my brothers that's watching me now. I was talking to him in the States, and we went to Walmart and we're showing ourselves different beans our fathers used to plant in those days. Those beans now has gone. You cannot trace it anywhere in Nigeria anymore. And if you are from where I come from, we call it palaba. You call it palaba. You call it black beans. We have those things. Today is a huge money in the Western world. If you have those beans, it's richer than the beans all of you are running after. And it's more expensive than the beans you are running after, the so-called yellow beans or orange, whatever what it called, or olonyi, beans olonyi. But our father was doing it. We thought that, it is not Western. We left it. Today it become an asset to people that concentrate on it. Tomatoes, we used to plant tomatoes. I remember in 1987, we go to one far, we call it Obrogodo. We go there and harvest tomato and bring it to the market. Who is planting tomatoes today? We are pretending that I'm educated without food. Educated without power. Educated, yet no sense of reasoning. Educated. The farmers that our father that has no education, they knew what it means to have food, what it means to have food, to have farm. The state government, it is now a priority for every state to make it a priority that food must be sufficient. Compulsorily, if you have farm, you have a tax-free something. You provide tax. Like in the United States, government give them some high level of tax-free. That if you have a single chicken, have 3 chicken, government, you can claim tax on it. That is where we need to be. Empower our people to the point that they can feed themselves without depending on any salary. Which salary? Salary that is not even forthcoming. And the salary that is supposed, the way we're supposed to be feeding our people, supposed to be providing job. We are supposed to be providing our own job as a state, not depending on federal government for once to be allocation. What allocation? I was talking about, I told him, I said, it is now time for every state, on those states, to be self-sufficient of power. We cannot be depending on Kanji Dam. Entire southwestern Nigeria has been declared as a free trade zone, which means every state in the western Nigeria can bring an investor into that state and create a power system that is going to be meant for people of that state. Generate enough power. Make it. I was telling him, I said, the governor Credo doesn't have to go to China. All what Governor Credo is supposed to be looking for is people that have ideas, that have innovative ideas for business. Partner with those people as a private company. Then those people will be the one to go to China or go to the Central Bank of Nigeria and get money and get loan. One, on that note, the state government, the state as a whole, will not be put into debt. We are not owing any people. We are not owing China. Therefore, China cannot come and take over anything in our state. It is the private sector, and me as my company, that I'm partnering with the state government, that will go to the bank and get loan from the bank. Then, whatever is the plan, the business plan, okay, I want to put power plant in Okiagbe. Okay, this power plant is going to be sufficient enough to supply power to most of the community in Akoko. And at the same time, it could be able to feed industrial needs. So everybody it has been declared as a free trade zone. So help to the community that are getting that power, we are going to be under that free trade zone. Therefore, you only pay for the power that I supply. And the company that I bring, maybe I want to be producing tire, I want to be producing rubber, I want to be producing food. All those companies will be under the trade zone. The free trade zone means is that government will not tax those companies, but the employees of those companies will be taxed. Do you know how much we are going to generate with that? If the federal government fail to help to lift us, let us have strategy to uplift our people. And I also told him, I said, more than 78 million youth in Nigeria has no job. They are roaming the street. They will just wake up in the morning, roaming the street. Many of them cannot even go to farm because they believe that they are educated without food. They cannot even go to farm. They cannot even go and have a small plot to farm. They are looking for government job or office job that is not existing. I said, that is why we need to provide job. So what? Come on, guys. That is just power. And once that power is stable, we can have power plant. For example, in just the place I mentioned, okay, we have a power plant in Nowo, have a power plant in Okitikupa. What else do you need? Have a power plant in Ondo. Four in Ondo State is enough to provide power for the entire state, create job, create industrialization. And make it private. It doesn't have anything to do with government. Government just makes sure there's land, that the paperwork is followed through, and everything can be going pari passu. This power plant can be going on at the same time. The same thing might be happening in Osun. The same thing might be happening in Oyo. What is wrong? We need thinkers. We need vision. Not political stupidity. Federal government has lost focus because it has never. I'll tell people, I say, federal government in Nigeria has never existed. Or what you are just seeing, people are just. Don't forget, we have no constitution. You know, I wish somebody can hear me. And I wish you can send this video anytime I finish it, send it to as many as possible. We need to rise, one, against any form of e-registration, any form of Ruga. We can fix our country, our state by ourselves. Everything that we need to do have to be followed by strategy. The governors have the power to eliminate their relationship by saying they want to go to China or whatever and get money. Use a private sector that have a great agenda. If you don't do this, you don't get this money. In fact, federal government also, or World Bank that's going to be giving money, or whoever is giving money, you automatically you are not enslaving your people. Because Osun State, if they are not careful, Saudi Arabia is going to take it over. Because the so-called Aregbesola went to Islamic whatever to go and get loan. And that is why you can imagine one day, yes, Sultan of Chogodo came there and he was telling them about the history when they conquered. Is that not telling you that we owned this state before? Now we want to come and claim it again. Yet, all those leaders, because this is Islamic leader, they fold their arms. They are full of stupidity. They use religion to enslave you, and yet you are pretending all is well. And I tell you, there's nothing like religion anywhere in the world. Religion is a spirituality that you're supposed to own in your heart. Anywhere in the world that is being pushed is for slavery. Let me tell you one thing. I was in an hospital a few weeks ago. I was talking to a captain, a retired captain in Nigeria and US Army. And the guy told me, and he said, you know what they use religion to do in US Army? He said, the first thing they use it for is that they will send them there to go and reduce the they call it, he mentioned something. He said they send the religious people there to go and make you sober. So they will make the people sober, submissive. So when they made them submissive, they will just bring soldier. Boom. That is a war strategy. So what you are seeing now in Nigeria, from the Fulani and especially those people that practice Islam, is they are enslaving them. But they couldn't see. They are using religion to enslave you. Once you are submissive, Rakadidi, whatever they call it. And the so-called foolish Christians, what they do is they go to church and be shout hallelujah for no purpose. No food on the table, no job. Yet, the leaders could not question leadership in the country that, our people must have job. Very soon, they will be going to camp in Redeem. They will be going to camp in millions. Like somebody told me there are almost 2 million people, they will go to camp. As every day, let's say they pay offering of 1 naira. 1 naira offering. That's 1 naira offering. Let's say you pay it for that one, we pay 3 times. 2 million people. At the end of that camp, you have given that guy 6 to 10 million naira. What is that used for? They will tell you they use to feed the fuel jet to the US. The fuel jet to somewhere. Right? Imagine having that 10 million every other month. If you combine it together, do you know how much job that can generate in Nigeria? Or what you need to take that money to the central bank and say, okay, I want to establish this industry. You have enough money coming from your member, then you can be able to generate job for most of your member. That is what it means. But no, they can't see. What does those bank want? Bank just want how you can pay back. They can pay back. Or what it takes they have camp almost 3 months or every month. Go there, you feed them back and you generate job for the people. The same thing can happen in deeper life. The same thing can happen in mountain of fire. But yet, all of us are going to the mountain and praying when mountain does not live where it is. God lives in your heart. See how you go about that search the heart of man. Your faith. Believe. Your word. He said, don't you know you are God? God told you that, don't you know that you are a God? Yet you are running after one person saying, Baba, Baba. Who is Baba? I've spoken enough. And I want to believe that you have heard. If you look at everything from beginning to the end, Nigeria is what I've spoken about. I started by saying that e-registration is illegal. We cannot allow e-registration in Nigeria. E-registration of people you don't even know where they are, where they come from. Either they are Igbo, they are Hausa, whatever, you don't even know. Either they are from Nigeria, from Cotonou, we don't even know. You want to register, which means people in America can actually register. Yes. 2, and I said, you are going to do registration to register criminals because you don't even know who they are. And 3, I mentioned governors of each state should declare that the state should be able to feed themselves. Agriculture should be made a priority. Every produce that we need as people must be produced. Then I mentioned that the people that are claiming to be religious leaders, they are using religion to enslave you, to make you sober, and make you to become a prey for war. Then we need to rise to challenge the status quo of development strategy in our nation. Power is priority. Let each state be sufficient for power. Let each state be sufficient for development. Self-sufficient without depending on the federal government. If they started and the federal government is kicking against the people, tell the people to rise against the federal government. That is the truth. Because it is for the people, not for you as governor. It's for your people to have job. Or what about Dilele, Shuman Yalo? An idle mind or idle hands is devil's workshop. An idle mind is devil's workshop. And because if you have most Nigerians, Yoruba are jobless. So they might be one committing crime. And if they are not, if they are the Fulani, then fish them out. Whoever is committing the crime. And I also say that the Obas in different community, I call on the Oni of Ife, I call on the Alafio for you. I call on all the Obas in each community that let our people know their stand. They should voice. We need a voice to be heard. We cannot consider say, oh, it's no, a voice. They come on public television. Come on public television, on public radio, and make a voice, a strong voice that must be heard. That will make people have the confidence in that man, in that king, in that leader. I was talking to my brother, I quoted, what's it called? Fayoshe in Ekiti. When Fayoshe voiced in Ekiti that anywhere they see cattle, they should shut it aside. Did you ever hear anything? No. It becomes a law that they cannot. So on that note, I call on every governors, I call on every leaders in our race to stand to the status quo of menace in our country. To the issues of Ruga, the issue of e-registration, I stand against it, and I've told you enough for you to understand why I stood against it and why the entire country have to stand against it, because it's going to put us more into more trouble than we are. And I'm saying our existence depends on what we are able to do. Again, my names are Kennedy Aidotolade. I appreciate you all. I'm humble. I appreciate you. I love you, and I love Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. God bless you, Yoruba people. God bless you all. Amen. Thank you.